Hey everyone, this is Friedel Hakuraja Raven, and I'm here with my recap and review of Boruto Naruto Next Generations, the anime episode number 158, which is titled The Man Who Disappeared. Now, this episode is the start of a new arc, which is related to the Kara arc, so you can. It's basically canon. So if you guys haven't been watching the Boruto anime, I urge you to start watching this because apparently we are going to learn a whole lot about the Kara organization, and we're also going to get to know about different Kara members who as of yet haven't appeared in the manga, but apparently they are inner members of the Kara organization, so that's something that I'm really looking forward to. Anyway, the episode opened with a shot of this weird mysterious person. Now, his name is Deepa, and he is an inner member of the Kara organization. So he ends up, they, I'm not really sure what pronouns this character uses, but anyway, he ends up eating this fruit and then he jumps down a cliff where he was standing. And we know that he has the Roman numeral 6 written under his eyes. Now, apparently, according to the information that has been released by the promotional team, Deepa is basically a very inhuman character. He doesn't feel emotions, he doesn't feel remorse. So that's why he's very dangerous, because fighting someone who has no emotions, well, that's a whole other story. Then the episode opens with Boruto training with his shuriken, and he ends up using way too much force while throwing his shurikens. And then Sasuke comes in, and Sasuke is like, "Yeah, I'm impressed that you're training by yourself." And Boruto is like, "So, did you guys find the Kara organization? Was Shijoji telling the truth?" And Sasuke is like, "Yeah, he was." We also get a little flashback about when Shijoji was talking about the mark on Bruto's palm, and how he might be affiliated with the Kara organization. And Bruto is like, "I want to come with you, Sasuke. I want to learn about the Kara organization. I want to take them down." And this is where Sasuke basically tells Boruto that he needs to calm down, that going and finding fights without being fully prepared doesn't make sense. So Boruto needs to be patient, and while he's patient, Sasuke ends up giving him a glove, which is kind of a same glove that Sasuke uses in order to hide the karma seal that Boruto has in his palm, which makes sense because that seal is going to attract a whole lot of attention, especially when it comes to people who know what it's about or they kind of suspect something. So Sasuke, before going, he tells Boruto that he needs to focus on his missions and gain experience and become more powerful. Then we see Boruto and his team getting a mission, and the mission involves a missing person. And Boruto is like, "Really? We are just going to go to the land of valleys for to look for a missing person? I was hoping to get a more exciting mission." Then we get to meet this character who's named Mujino, and now Mujino did appear in the manga with Kohonamaru, and these two have been working together for a very long time. And apparently, Mujino came back after 3 years to the village because he was deployed in areas that had a whole lot of conflict. So Kohonamaru introduces Mujino to the rest of the team, and Mujino will be accompanying them to the land of valleys because Mujino is familiar with the terrain. And Boruto, because he's very friendly, he wants to be friends with Mujino, and Mujino apparently doesn't trust anyone. Anyway, Team 7 and Mujino are on their way to the land of valleys, and it's quite far, so they're running, they're rowing, and while they're on the boat, this is where Team 7 asks Mujino about his missions, and Mujino is like, "Yeah, I was deployed to conflicted areas because even though the great nations have kind of accepted a sort of peace agreement, smaller nations are still fighting, and there's always people in the shadows who are ready to destroy the world." And that relates to how the Kara organization wants to end the peace that the current world is experiencing. During their dinner time, Mujino again is appearing very cold to Team 7, and Kohonamaru is like, "Don't think too much about it. That's just how Mujino is." And even though he's cold, Mujino is the type of person who will risk his life to save yours. Our team ends up reaching the land of the valleys, and it's a new area. I don't think we have seen this area before. Apparently, the entire village is situated in a valley, so they need to go down, and this is where they end up meeting Mia. She's the woman who hired the ninjas to find her missing husband, and this is where we get a backstory about how there's a huge medical facility created in the land of valleys, and her husband worked for that medical facility, and he was out scouting for resources, and he was supposed to come back a month ago, but he's been missing for 3 weeks now. And Mia has been going to the medical facility, but no one has been sharing any information, so she wants the ninjas to do something about it. Team 7 and everyone goes to the medical facility, and they're talking to the receptionist, and again, even the receptionist isn't able to give a whole lot of information about what happened to Mia's husband Anato. And while she's trying to handle the new visitors, Team 7 and the rest, we she talks about Mr. Victor being who created this medical facility, and how because he experienced the fourth great ninja war, and he ended up losing his leg, and that's why he wants to help everyone. And we get this scene about with this guy behind this receptionist, and he has been looking at a map on this laptop. So he gets up and he walks away, and while Mia is trying to get more information about Anato, Mitsuki releases one of his snakes to read what's on the laptop and the map. And I'm like, that feels very convenient that when Team 7 came to the facility, that's exactly when that person was looking at the map where the search party was sent by the medical facility to search for Anato and the rest of the team. So after not getting a whole lot of information from the receptionist, they all walk out, and they're trying to figure out the area where they should start their search for Anato from. And Mitsuki is like, yeah, I ended up looking at the map that the search party has been covering, and apparently they're searching at in an area that has a waterfall. And Mia is like, yeah, I know about that waterfall. It's like 2 days away. Anato talked about that waterfall a lot, and he even told me that one day he'll take me there. So that's where Team 7 will begin their search. While they're talking, we get this scene where a mysterious ninja in the shadows is keeping an eye on them. We also get this flashback where Mia handed Boruto information about the waterfall and the area and everything that Anato shared with her, so that their search can be made easier. While Team 7 is on their way to the waterfall and they're trying to search for Anato, this is where they end up meeting Victor and his search party. We get an entire scene about Mr. Victor telling Boruto and the rest about the fourth great ninja war, and how even though Shinobi fought the war, for normal people, war is never good, and there were a whole lot of casualties, and he ended up losing his leg, and that's when Mr. Victor decided that he's going to offer help to everyone who needs it, and that's why he has been investing a whole lot in medical equipment. And then the conversation moved to Naruto and how Naruto lost an arm in the Great Ninja War, and he has a prosthetic, and Mr. Victor is like, yeah, not everyone has access to the resources that Naruto has. That's why I am working on creating medical equipment, creating prosthetics, and then also looking into research that involves another person's DNA to give a person regenerative abilities. And I'm like, yep, whenever regenerative abilities are concerned, you know that Hashirama has to come up. Boruto hands the note that Mia gave to him, which has the information about Anato and what he knows about the area. And Mr. Victor is like, yeah, we have searched some of the areas mentioned in the note, except for one area, so everyone let's go there. So apparently that area is a cave, and Salad goes in, and Salad is like, Mr. Anato, are you in there? And no response. While they're searching the cave, Boruto is like, maybe I am actually impressed by how Mr. Victor, even though he lost a limb in the war, he's still trying to help everyone. And this is where Magino is like, yeah, Boruto, you shouldn't suspect anyone you just met. And while they're talking, Boruto trips on this weird branch growing from the earth, and I'm like, yep, again, trees, regenerative cells, Hashirama is involved. So the team ends up finding this weird rundown, what is this, a little hut, a house, a cabin or whatnot, and it's covered in wood, and I'm like, maybe Hashirama spent time here for a few days or weeks, who knows. So Team 7 hears a cry and they go and check it out, and we see Mr. Ananato on the ground, and he doesn't look good. You can tell that he's been clearly experimented on, and Boruto calls out to him, and we get to see that Mr. Anato isn't himself. His entire body looks weird. He ends up attacking Team 7, but Mujino comes in and Mujino blocks Anato's attack, and yeah, this is where the episode ends. Now I'm going to talk about what to expect in the next episode. So if you guys don't want to be spoiled, then yeah, thank you for watching this video. And I will be doing a written review of this episode for the Geekieri. The link to that will be down in the comment section below. I enjoyed this episode. Again, I'm not against fillerish, canonish episodes as long as they're written well. And I do think that this first episode showed a very promising start to a new arc, and I'm really interested in seeing how our team is going to defeat Deepa, or even if they are going to defeat Deepa, because Deepa is probably dead, right? Because he hasn't appeared in the manga. But who knows? Anyway, let's talk about the next episode. So in the next episode, we are going to see Kohonamaru, Team 7, and the rest fighting Mr. Anato. And Mujino is like, yeah, Mr. Anato has lost all his senses. However, we are powerful enough to take him down, so let's end him. And this is where Boruto is like, we can't kill Mr. Anato because Mia is waiting for him. But I have a feeling that they do end up killing Anato, because we then get we will also get a flashback featuring Anato talking to Mr. Victor, and something's up there. And then we get a scene where Boruto, Mitsuki, and Salad are sitting, and you can tell that Boruto isn't happy about what they did. And apparently something's happening to Mitsuki, so I'm like, I just want my queer little child to stay safe. Then we see the team going to this research facility or something, and this is where we get to see this new character. Now, this could be Deepa, who knows, or this could be someone who Deepa is controlling. But then again, I wouldn't be surprised, because Deepa does have scientific ninja technology inside of him, like the rest of the Kara organization. Maybe he's able to change his form in order to kill people. Who knows? But yeah, again, I also wouldn't be surprised if Deepa ends up being a queer character in the anime. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought of the episode. I enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought, and until next time, stay happy, stay safe, stay blessed. See you guys later.